roster changes, it has made for what I believe is the most exciting regular season that we've had yet in the
People talk about the playoff expansion devaluing regular season game. That is a joke, too. Every week we got big-time matchups and elimination games.
Yeah, games that matter. We have 15, 20, 25 games every weekend from here on out that matter for the playoff. It's fantastic. Thanks for hanging with us.
Welcome to SEC Football Final, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Another day of unpredictability, wildness. We think we know, but we have absolutely no idea. It's a season unlike anything we've seen before. And it's SEC Football Final to give you the lowdown. 7 games, 5 of them conference games. Doring Watson with you. I'm not going to give much away. By now you probably know most of what's happened, but I'll say this. Here we sit in early November, and of the 16 teams in this league, 9 of them have either 1 or 2 conference losses. 9 of them either 1 or 2 conference losses. It's incredible.
It's incredible parity that we have. It's an incredible inconsistency from week to week, too. We watched Texas A&M just play like lights out last week in the second half, and then they come out and got the tables turned on them by South Carolina today.
Yeah. Moral of the story, you just better be ready every given Saturday.
You better believe it. You notice I said nobody has 0 conference losses, and you alluded to that. But coming into the day, Texas A&M had 0 conference losses and a 7-game winning streak. South Carolina hoping to change all of that. They'd lost their last 9 games against AP-ranked teams. It was Marcel Reed, not Connor Wakeman, who got the start at quarterback. But this story was Lenoris Sellers' story to tell.
Yeah, this is something that we saw from Lenoris Sellers when he was healthy. Look, the run game was the focus. Obviously, for South Carolina coming out, they used that C-gap run to get that first touchdown on the board.
So they're up 7-zip, 4th and 1. This was a bit of a theme Mike Elko was not a fan of. Marcel Reed, not a big guy. Try him up the gut.
Yeah, I don't like the play call, and I don't like the usage of the ball carrier in that situation.
I like this play call, though.
Back to the tight end.
Josh Simon, what a night he had. Aggies down 2 scores, largest deficit of the season to that point. Can they get going? Next play from scrimmage, Reed to Le'Veon Moss. Now it's a big gain, but it's a big hit. My goodness.
Huge loss for Texas A&M. One of the best backs that we've enjoyed watching, in the SEC. Hate to see anybody going off on a cart.
3rd leading rusher in the SEC. Then, here's not everybody can say we've got like a 1 and 1A, but A&M can. It's Amari Daniels.
Yeah, Amari Daniels using that 5'9" height to his advantage, kind of slipping through that small hole and using the speed to get to the end zone.
13 carries, 83 yards in that score. A&M coming all the way back. How about, I thought he was going to, didn't everybody, you expect a leap at that point, right? That's your big kite and Trey Watson, that's right. And then Reed breaking loose. This is obviously what he does best.
Felt like a big momentum swing at this point in time. South Carolina had owned Texas A&M for the majority of the first half, and then they make this push to take the lead right before halftime.
And this is what you said as we were just watching the game. This kind of feels like that LSU game all over again for Carolina. But they did not allow it to finish that way. 20-20 game, and there goes Rocket. Running loose. Somebody was calling out for an APB on Rocket Sanders, but Rocket ran for 144 yards and 2 scores. He had another 92 receiving.
He had the jet fuel today. 236 yards combined for Rocket.
Another 4th and 1 and another stop. Who's that guy you all illustrated on Friday night?
Debo Williams. How about that? Didn't have a ton of tackles, but had some important ones, including that 4th down stop. Again, the 4th down stop inside your own 35 led to points for South Carolina.
Yep, 3 of them. It was 30-20. A&M still down 10. Dylan Stewart gets to Reed. First sack of the game by either team. 2 plays later, it's 3rd and 14. How about the second sack? T.J. Sanders got him.
Yeah, turned up by the defense. We knew at some point this defensive line was going to get in the backfield. They didn't get any sacks in this first half, but second half comes along. They took the game into their own hands.
I mentioned tonight that one particular Josh Simon had. How about the ultimate nail in thy coffin, folks? Nobody wants to tackle All B-Dub needed was another punt for Saturday stud success, but A&M didn't want to comply. Simon, touchdown. 4 catches, 132 yards, 2 scores. Hedges, destroyed.
Fines paid.
Wins.
We got so many guys that went through a disappointing season last year, but came back this year with high expectations. I love coaching these kids. I thank God every day that I get to coach this group. They're so much fun to be around. They work. All we talked about at halftime was finish. We got it. It's a 4-quarter war. It's tied up at the half. We got to go finish. And what do we outscore? 24-0 in the second half. And it says so much about our team. Sorry, he's wanted a field storming for a while now. It says so much about our team. Like, that's a heck of a team. And I got so much respect for them and the way they play the game. And all the talk this week was about how physical they are, and they are. We're pretty damn physical too. And we showed that tonight to run the ball like we did. I mean, just, there's no better environment in college football. I mean, look at this.
I mean, obviously, I don't want to sit up here and say it's all us, right? Because you have to give them credit. I'm not going to be the coach who sits up here and gives them no credit. They got a big quarterback. He's 240 pounds. They got a big running back. He's 230 pounds. And we didn't bring our feet. We didn't tackle the way you need to tackle big backs. And so they're big, powerful kids. And if you want to tackle big, powerful kids, you have to bring your body through the tackle. And we didn't do that tonight.
Well, look, A&M lost, but since they are suffering in the financial department, they're going to take some money home from the fine South Carolina.
You got to change that rule. That's got to go to charity or something,
I
man.
would like to think so. By the way, I've been corrected here by Matt Stinchcomb, proud Georgia Bulldog. South Carolina has bushes. Georgia has hedges. He says ornamental plants are sacred to us, Dari.
Thanks, Stinch.
There you go.
I'm glad I didn't have to do it on the set.
Let me start with listening to Shane Beamer talk about the physicality, it kind of started to resonate in my head. It's like everything that A&M did, South Carolina's like, all right, we'll beat you at that. You want to be the physical team? We're going to be more physical than you tonight. You know, you come into this ballgame, think you're a pretty good rushing team? We're going to run for 286 yards. You think you can rush the passer? We're going to go sack your quarterback 3 times. You won't have any. You think you have a home field advantage? Walk into William Bryce at night. They lit that thing up and made last week in College Station look like an absolute joke.
I think what we saw was a healthy Sellers and Sanders.
They will be hurt.
That's all right. Look, that home field advantage, I don't know if there's one in the conference as good as what Williams Bryce is at night when it's rocking.
I can't wait to check your Twitter. LSU fans,
But let's talk
A&M
about
fans. Go ahead, B-Dub.
Yeah. What I saw was a healthy Sanders and Sellers. They combined for 246 yards, 3 touchdowns between them, and they were the more physical team. They said, we're going to run the football. Texas A&M ran the ball for 25 yards in that second half. South Carolina on the other side ran for 117 yards in the second half. And the defense for South Carolina showed up when they had to. 3 second-half sacks, getting after Marcel Reed. And look, coming into this game, I was thinking, okay, how is this defense going to deal with the zone read? They definitely had a plan for that and shut it down. Didn't allow Texas A&M to do much of anything. Huge one for South Carolina. It kind of reminds me, it's like every single year South Carolina has some sort of marquee win. I think about that Tennessee game a little while ago, but this